here, this is an exciting day and one that we have been working toward and planning for a long time. And so we are truly glad that you are with us. We are also delighted today to have David Alloway as our special guest. He has made a long trip from Collegeville, Minnesota to be with us to celebrate the fact that we have the Heritage Edition of the St. John's Bible, and we are glad that it has found a permanent home here at Berea College. David is the director of the Heritage Program for the St. John's Bible, and in this capacity he works with institutions, libraries, and museums around the world on programming surrounding the St. John's Bible. We will look forward to hearing about David's work with the St. John's Bible in just a few minutes. But we also invite you to the St. John's celebration this afternoon in the library from 3 to 5. And at that point, you will be able to see all 7 volumes displayed. So we hope that you will put that on your agenda and be there as well. David, we are so glad that you are with us, and we welcome you to Berea College. And we welcome all of you as we begin our worship service together. Let's stand and sing hymn number 4, and we'll sing all verses.
Now when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven by a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me as far as Bethel." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. The company of prophets who were in Bethel came out to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that today the Lord will take your master away from you?" And he said, "Yes, I know. Keep silent." Elijah said to him, "Elisha, stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they came to Jericho. The company of prophets who were at Jericho drew near to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that today the Lord will take your master away from you?" And he answered, "Yes, I know. Be silent." Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me to the Jordan." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So the two of them went on. 50 men of the company of prophets also met, and stood at some distance from them, as they both were standing by the Jordan. Then Elijah took his mantle and rolled it up, and struck the water. The water was ported to one side and to the other, until the two of them crossed on dry ground. When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me what I may do for you before I am taken from you." Elisha said, "Please let me inherit a double share of your spirit." He responded, "You have asked a hard thing, yet if you see me as I am being taken from you, you will be granted. It will be granted you. If not, it will not." As they continued walking and talking, a chariot of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them, and Elijah ascended in a whirlwind into heaven. Elisha kept watching and crying out, "Father, Father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen." But when he could no longer see him, he grasped his own clothes and tore it in two pieces. He picked up the mantle of Elijah that had fallen from him, and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. He took the mantle of Elijah that had fallen from him, and struck the water, saying, "Where is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" When he had struck the water was parted to one side and to the other, and Elisha went home.
We'll be reading from Isaiah 52, verse 13 through 53, verse 12. "See, my servant shall prosper. He shall be exalted and lifted up, and shall be very high. Just as there were many who were astonished at him, so marred was his appearance beyond human semblance, and his form beyond that of mortals. So he shall startle many nations. Kings shall shut their mouths because of him. For that which had not been told them they shall see, and that which they had not heard they shall contemplate. Who has believed what we have heard, and to whom has the army of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant, and like a root out of dying ground. He had no form or majesty that we should look at him, nothing his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by others, a man of suffering and acquainted with infirmity. And as one from whom others hid their faces, he was despised, and we held him of no account. Surely he has borne our infirmities and carried our diseases. Yet we account him stricken, struck down by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was punishment that made us whole, and by his bruises we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have all turned in our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that before its shearer is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By a perversion of justice he was taken away. Who could have imagined his future? For he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken for the transgressions of my people. They made his grave with the wicked, and his tomb with the rich. Although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him with pain. When you make his life an offering for sin, he shall see his offspring, and shall prolong his days. Through him the will of the Lord shall prosper. Out of his anguish we shall see light. He shall find satisfaction through his knowledge. The righteous one, my servant, shall make many righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will allot him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoils with the strong. Because he poured out himself to death, and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many, and made the intercession for the transgressors.
from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 4, verses 3 to 9. Listen, a sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seed fell on the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Other seed fell on rocky ground, where it did not have much soil, and it sprang up quickly, since it had not depth of soil. And when the sun rose, it was scorched, and since it had no root, it withered away. Other seed fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no grain. Other seed fell into good soil, and brought forth grain, growing up and increasing, and yielding 30 and 60 and 100-fold. And he said, let anyone with ears to hear listen. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Bring greetings from St. John's University and the St. John's Bible team. We want to thank President Lyle Roloffs, Loretta Reynolds, Reverend Ben, and your former colleague, Gail Bowman, who helped to bring the St. John's Bible here to Berea. You are the home of the St. John's Bible in the state of Kentucky, and we're so proud to be working with you guys. The mission statement of the St. John's Bible is to ignite the spiritual imagination of people around the world of all faith journeys. That's a pretty dynamic and challenging mission statement when you are a small liberal arts college based out of the middle of Minnesota. So what St. John's does is, the way we achieve this mission is by working with institutions like Berea. And you, as this institution that has this historic manuscript, a manuscript that the scope of work has been compared to that of the Sistine Chapel, you will be able to, for generations, ignite some spiritual imagination, which is clearly needed for all of us. One of the ways we do that is by making sure that these monks who are in central Minnesota and somehow found a way to connect with Donald Jackson, the chief scribe of Queen Elizabeth, and this world famous calligrapher living over in Wales. Somehow they were able to come together, and what they created was this manuscript for them all. This is Donald Jackson. He is now about 75 years old. It took 15 years to do this project. He had no idea what he was getting himself into. And if you asked them, they probably would not do this again. They thought it would take about 5 years and $3 million to complete the project. It took 15 years and $10 million to complete the project. They definitely, while they were said to themselves, wouldn't it be grand if we did this, as impossible as it may sound, they look back on it saying, boy, we were a little crazy. What the monks wanted to do was, this was a gift to the world from Christianity. While this is a Catholic institution, it's rooted in its Christian heritage. So what they wanted to do was, we're going to create a Bible for the 21st century, okay? But as monks think out thousands of years, what their thought was, whatever we create, and this was going to be a gift, sort of celebration of the coming of the new millennium, whatever we do has to last for thousands of years. So it starts with the substrate. So everything from rare Chinese ink from the 1800s was used to create this manuscript. When you look at this manuscript, that ink that you're looking at is actually candle smoke. So think about, you take your hand, you light a candle, the soot that's on the bottom, that you collect on the bottom of your hand, is actually the ink that was used to write 1,160 pages of the St. John's Bible. Vermilion, lapis, lazuli, this is a living, breathing document. So these are colors from the earth, and you'll see this vibrant richness in the Heritage Edition, which is a fine art reproduction of the original that you guys have. Well, this was written with quills, the same way it was done in medieval times. So it's not like in Hollywood where you write with a feather, with all the feathers actually on it. You've got to tear the feathers off. You've got to roll around that quill in hot sand for 3 minutes. That's 300 degrees until it becomes hard like your fingernail, and then you can fasten it like a writing utensil. This Bible was done with 24 karat gold, platinum, and silver. Gold is used to represent the divine when you look into this manuscript. The concept being that, yes, gold is beautiful, right? And it's a powerful way to celebrate the divine. But gold also has a reflective quality. So the concept is you're looking into this Bible, you're looking into the gold, and your face is reflecting back, right? Because we know God is inside each one of us. This was done on vellum. So these massive pieces of calfskin, the Bible is 2 feet by 3 feet when open. Okay, so these massive pieces of vellum were used to handwrite the Bible. What happens is it takes weeks to prepare these skins. You've got to scrape them and scrunch them and stretch them and put them in lime for 3 weeks until finally they're in a position to be used as a writing utensil. So we're going to do this Bible for the 21st century. It's going to last 1,000 years. It's a gift to humanity. What does all that mean? That means that the Bible for the 21st century is supposed to be a look back at our world 1,000 years from now as to how we see the world from a theological perspective. So that means we're going to embrace science and discovery, the role of women in the church, the global reach of the church, all ethnicities, the humanities. These are all some of the big ideas that are injected into the art in this Bible. We use the NRSV as the translation because that's the one translation that's approved by all Christian churches. And believe me, the Catholic monks were being challenged to use the American Bible, which is the translation, the Catholic translation. But these monks we really don't care, the bishops. These are these kind of monks. They're big thinkers. So what they said, this is a gift from Christianity. Let's use something that we as Christians all embrace from a translation perspective. Let's start there. So when you look at the art, you're going to see things like science and discovery. Go back one. This is the creation. So the Bible opens up with this scene. You've got the 7 days represented in 7 strips. Tohu Bohu in Hebrew. All the Hebrew is done by a Hebrew scribe. And formless void. Then you've got the rest of the creation of the days. Here's a close-up on it. Science and discovery. When you're looking at these are actually fractals. So chaos theory, the Big Bang, mathematics and physicists use this to talk about the creation of the universe. Science and religion work, not at battle. Wherever you see gold is divine, so here's where God says, let there be light. Then you've got the formation of the days. You've got a satellite image of the Ganges River Delta. Buddhism, Taoism came out of this area. A celebration of other religions, right? So one of the big ideas that the monks wanted to get across. The Ganges River Delta, right? One of the most beautiful places on earth that God has created that we have destroyed, right? It's one of the most polluted places in the world now, right? So the concept being is, let's have some conversation. What are we doing as humans? We've been given this gift, and this is what we do with it. So let's start to have some dynamic conversations, some calls to action. The sun to rule by day, the moon to rule by night, orbits, things that if you talked about in the 12th century, you get your head chopped off for, right? Then you have the fish here, fossilized. The earth is now 5,000 years old. Then you have one of the first cave paintings found in East Africa. One of the first women hunters. It's 50,000 years old that Donald recreated. And then the last one is all in gold. God is at home in his world. If you go back one, then you see, now you're looking at it a little differently. And there's layers more. I just gave you the surface. These are visual meditations. It's this opportunity to sort of sit and think and have some dynamic conversations together about our role in this beautiful world that God has given us, and what are we going to do about it? And when you look at it, this 1,160 pages, this 15-year journey, takes about 6 to 18 hours to do a page for one of these artists. Clearly there would be mistakes, right? So we do some fun things to call out our mistakes. This is called a sign of return. This is here's a bumblebee with a pulley system. Here's the line. This artist was working for 12 hours, went back to check her work, and saw that she just forgot a line, right? So, pointing where it goes. We use monkeys, bees, all kinds of ways to celebrate our mistakes and the fact that God has chosen us, imperfect as we are, to do His work. So let's try to do something creative here. So that's the story of the St. John's Bible. One illumination of 160 that you guys have on campus, and that for generations, Berea is going to be able to share with the people of Kentucky. And I hope you use it as an opportunity to really expand the way that you look at life, the way you look at Scripture, have some fun, have some interfaith conversations, all these dynamic conversations that we can find all the ways that are different. We should start to talk about the things that bring us together. And the St. John's Bible is one way of helping us to enjoy.
I just want to ask that we have some folks who are needing to rush back for class and for work. So if you're one of those people, we invite you to scoot to the front of the line, and the rest of us will pull back. We don't have a 1 o'clock appointment, okay? As you leave this place, may you walk in the love and the grace and the joy of God and of all of God's creation. Go in peace, go in joy.